On today's episode of The Success Study, we're joined with Ric, the CEO of Sidekick CA, with a company that has over 73 staff, almost 4,500 customers, and 7 offices nationwide. Join us as we discover his journey, how Sidekick has grown to the scale it is, advantages and disadvantages of being in Christchurch, and also gain some insight from an accounting perspective of what it's like in New Zealand at the moment, and some tips and tricks to stay afloat in a really hard economy.
The Success Study is proudly produced by Distinct in conjunction with Business Canterbury. Let's get into it.
I guess getting into the story, right? The success study of Sidekick. Do you want to just run us through how Sidekick started?
Yeah. So look, Sidekick and DJCA, as it was back in the day, started before I joined. So it was founded by a guy, Dave Jessup. I came along in 2010 as the sales guy, essentially, to grow. And we were doing really, really well. Like, we'd just done a great brand. We'd really productized what we were doing. And I loved that back in the day because accountancy just felt like this ambiguous service. You know, it's like, just pay the bill at the end of the year and you don't even know what it's going to be. And then roll forward, 5 months, and we pretty much lost the city. We had that first significant earthquake. That was about 3 weeks after I started. So we went up to Auckland, grew a second office there, and then came back to Christchurch after about a year, I think it was there. I actually left at that stage and worked for a great local agency here. But weirdly, I just missed the accountancy industry. You know, I thought I was marketing and sales through and through, but I really missed accountancy and the genuine conversations that you have with your clients. So I'd come back. We'd actually tried licensing at that stage with mixed results, let's say. What we settled on after me being back for maybe about a year was a joint venture model. So let's have a motivated salesperson that's a shareholder that wants to drive growth. Let's have a motivated local owner who is essentially the general manager and drives it. And then to reward the local Canterbury business for setting all of this up, they had an ownership as well. So that's a model that we've done for pretty much the last 10 years. And it's only now we've actually grown, like you say, to 73 people in the team, back up at 7 offices now. So really positive outcome, but it comes from challenge. You know, you don't innovate in comfort, do you? You know, you need a bit of stress to do something.
Sorry for interrupting the video. I promise I won't take long, but I thought I should introduce myself. My name's Scott and I'm a young entrepreneur at Distinct right here in Christchurch. I've been lucky to have a lot of great conversations with great business owners. The issue with these conversations is that they never went further than me and them. The idea behind the success study was to bring you along and take you into these conversations. The way we've done this is through my business Distinct. Distinct are really passionate about producing content that storytells. It shows a business off online and allows it to attract their target customer. If you're a business owner in Christchurch, I'd love to show you how we can empower your business through content. Get in touch, let's grab a coffee and chat about how we can help your business out.
There's a lot of independents out there, right? A lot of people that have maybe a team of 10 or 12, that kind of size and scale. What do you think is the key differential that's allowed you to be at 73 versus that kind of 10 to 12 size?
I think one of the key differentiators might just be ambition. I met with the other week this awesome accountant, really, really great guy. I kind of thought he could have been an amazing guy to join our team. We would have loved him, right? But he's like, this is my goal. I only want to get to this size. I want to be doing it for the next 25 years. I want a lifestyle business. And you go, that's cool, that's admirable. But you'd hate working with us, right? Because we want to be bigger. If you want to be a business partner of ours, you've already got to have jumped through loads of hoops. Like, you're a chartered accountant, you've got your private practice certificate, you're capable and able to run your own business, right? You need all of that. So the truth of it is, you can do that on your own. So we really have to provide value to make it worthwhile. So what we do is we basically create opportunities. We've got a robot that we're doing for the 2025 accounts, right? So it's a great innovation, and someone could go do that themselves, but it costs a huge amount of money. By being part of our group, they just get to use the robot. We've got an incredible business advisor in Mark Jenkins. You become a shareholder in our holdings group. You sit around the table on day one, right? It's almost like a bit of a reverse franchise, right? It's like you own us when you join. And then there's other stuff. Look, we get great discounts because of our scale. You know, it's pretty good if someone can come to us and you can look at it and go, okay, yeah, I'm pretty much going to save money, but I want to be part of this.
Business has been really tough for people the past 2-3 years. Are there any clear trends that you can bring out of your data set?
If you've had a really good 2 years, expect the next 2 years to be awful. So if you were selling caravans, spa pools, kitchens, semi-expensive consumer goods in New Zealand, then you've had a fantastic time, but it's about to get bad. If you've had an awful time, like you ran events, you were in tourism, you're probably about to have a really good time. So that was the last kind of super trend that I've seen.
What do you think the biggest advantage of being a business operating here in Christchurch is?
Look, this was evident to me when I got into the country, right? So I got here nearly 18 years ago. Within the first 2 months, I just loved working here, right? I loved that everybody knows everyone. When you operate in a city the size of Christchurch, you're slightly limited with the opportunities that you have, right? Because we're not Auckland or Sydney or London, right? So we are obviously a massively smaller population. But what I love about that is that everybody knows everybody. Your reputation precedes you. So you usually know who are good operators and who aren't, right? So I think that you get this opportunity to operate in a really safe environment. People talk about tall poppy syndrome here, right? I honestly don't think I've really encountered it. I think most people love you giving it a go, right? And a lot of people really celebrate your success. Certainly in the business community in Canterbury, it's so well connected. It's so collegial. I think most people really want to see you do well, and if they can help you along the way, they will.
But for a New Zealand business owner, what would you say the top 3 biggest mistakes that you see from that accounting lens are?
Yeah, whoa, great question. Being a bit too friendly with your debtors. Do good work and get paid for it. Make sure you're being paid for it. Borrowing a bit too much can be fatal. Where I've seen people going under, usually they owe money all around the place. And then lastly, I think another one is perhaps just being a bit too casual. Going into business with mates or family businesses or what have you, and not having a really clear understanding or an agreement set out between you and your best mate or, and your wife or whoever it might be, of clear expectations. Who's doing what job? What and when does it need to be done? And do you have a shareholders agreement that spells things out if things don't go right? The better you do your shareholders agreement or any of your agreements or contracts, the less time you're going to be in court, right? And court is the expensive end. They would be the key things that crop up more frequently than others. But there's 1,000 ways you can run a great business or a bad business.
Where do you see, accounting and business as a business owner yourself in the accounting space? How do you feel like those things are relating to each other? And do you feel like there's any changes in that kind of moving forward?
It almost should be invisible. If it's really good, you kind of don't need to think about it. The compliance, the tax returns, the good money processes just happen in your business. And then after that, it's about the advisory piece. So it's like, what's going on in your business that you can really take advantage of? What opportunities are there? What threats might there be, right? What's around the corner? When we founded, cloud computing was just coming in. Right now, it's like, can you imagine operating a business without it, right? It just happened. I feel like we're at this wave again of what artificial intelligence is going to do. And I know everybody's talking about it, and so I don't think it's going to be everything that people say it is, or it certainly won't be in the next kind of 2 to 3 years. But give it 10 years, the machines will do so much of what we can do. We use international suppliers for a lot of the work that we do, but where we're talking to these suppliers now, they are cannibalizing their own enormous businesses to offer compliance through AI, and their predictions are sensational.
What's the vision for Sidekick? 5 years' time, where do you want to be?
Definitely bigger, because that's the main part of my job. So I think we've got to be growing for me to still be employed, right? But the big things that really matter to me are, right, when we're much bigger, wherever we grow, wherever we add new offices on board, we're doing really good work, and we are committed to doing really good work, because ultimately they're the two things that are going to set us apart. Are we really helping our clients be more successful, right? And do we have a team and a culture that really wants to be there doing it? If we have those two things, as well as customers and cash, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll have a great business.